Ayaka Sato and the Los Angeles Queens take on the San Francisco Firebells. Midweek WPBL action starts right now. Welcome inside the booth, here with the former Stanford Cardinals standout, Jenna Becerra. I'm Max Kelton. Our Gold Glover, AJ Andrews, will join us on the field in just a moment. But we talked about Ayaka Sato, but how about the #1 overall pick, Kelsey Whitmore, who has found her sea legs?
Yeah, it took a couple of games for her to get her first hits of the season, but it was only a matter of time. She is 3 for her last 5. They've all been singles. Sometimes that's all it takes to get going. She's getting more and more barrel on it. She knows how to find the holes, and we know that she's got some pop too. So she's on the verge of opening the floodgates here in the WPBL, but the Bells have some firepower all through the order. 5 different hitters lead the team with 5 hits. Gentiloni, Albayati, LeBlanc, Leguizamon, and George all hitting .333 or above, and they're scattered 1 through 9 in this lineup. It is difficult for opposing pitchers.
It is a tough lineup to face. Ayaka Sato has that task today. Will the real Ayaka Sato please stand up? All right, in the season opener, it was rocky, but she says she's settled in since then against these same Firebells she shoved in the last time out.
Well, she says she has 7 different pitches, and it's one thing to have all of those tools. It's another thing to have command, how you use them. She was able to roll it up for her defense, help herself out, and notch 4 strikeouts. But the key, no walk. She is widely considered one of, if not the best, women's baseball pitcher in the world, and this will be her league high 3rd game starting.
Well, it helps when you get a lot of offensive production, and the Queens were electric at the plate the last time out as well. They had a 7-run 4th inning to capitalize on and take that victory. It should be another terrific game for the Queens today against the Firebells as these two teams meet for the 3rd straight ball game. The series split at 1-1. Let's have a decider. More to come from Springfield, Illinois. WPBL action right after this. She's right behind me.
WPBL fans, welcome back to another amazing and historic day at the ballpark. Set for a game between the Queens and the Firebells. And sitting next to me is someone that is no stranger to making history. Monet Davis, outfielder for the Queens. Monet, at just 13 years old, you made history becoming the first female pitcher to record a win in the 2014 Little League World Series. Now, today, you also, again, made history by becoming the first player in the WPBL to record a run. What would you tell 13-year-old you about the second time you made a huge impact on the sport of baseball?
I'd probably tell my 13-year-old self, don't exclude baseball, because I always told myself baseball wasn't a sport I wanted to play when I got older, but now that I'm here and now that I'm playing with such a great team, don't include out baseball for sure.
Don't just make sure baseball stays in the orbit because you can make history. 12 years later, your city, Philly, we're having watch parties to celebrate you. People all around the world were ready to watch Monet step on the baseball field again. But how does it feel specifically to see so much support from your hometown in Philly?
It definitely means a lot. Now that I'm older, I can feel the love. You know, when I was younger, I couldn't really understand it just because there was so much going on. But seeing all the support that comes from the city, it definitely means a lot, and hopefully it can bring some positive energy to the city as well.
Well, you said on your Instagram, you're here to protect the crown. The Queens have the best record right now in the WPBL. What do the Queens need to continue to do to make sure they stay on top?
Just keeping our foot on the gas, making sure, you know, we don't let up against any team because every team is, you know, they want to have that top spot. So just keep doing what we've been doing in the past few games, put the bats together, make sure our defense stays solid, make sure our pitchers know we have their back, and just continue on playing our game.
Continuing to play the game, trying to protect and keep that crown on in that #1 spot. Someone that's also going to continue to protect the crown back in the lineup today is Amira Hondras. She is feeling good. She talked to me a little bit earlier and said she came out to the field yesterday to hit a little bit. She's feeling good. She's ready to get back on the field, get back in her rhythm, and protect the crown. Coming up, we're going to see if the Queens can protect the crown or if the Firebells will come away with the win after the break.
Let's play some ball. Los Angeles Queens, San Francisco Firebells. Third straight game these two teams have met up. See Coach Eric Young, skipper for the Queens on the left-hand side, skipper Matt Williams on the right side for the Firebells. They've been around each other for about 15 years. He was goofy today at batting practice, and the Queens were receptive. They were loose. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Los Angeles Queens, presented by Horace Mann. Eric Young puts this lineup out. We mention Amira Hondras back in the lineup. That's a sight for sore eyes, but this lineup has so many pieces that can hurt you in so many ways.
All the way through. And notice Monet Davis getting the DH nod today, but she's back in after a day off, down at the 9 spot. So keep an eye on her trying to get things going. And the cleanup, Jamie McKay, already 2 home runs under her belt. That's going to be a key piece for the Queens. And then Michelle Roche right behind her, hitting .444. 4 for 9 so far. She's moved up in the order as well.
The lineup that leads the league in scoring to this point. Looking to keep those bats rolling. Home plate umpire today is Janet Thomas McKean. Base umpire Emily Herpick. And we have taken the field. The Firebells out there on the mound for San Francisco today. Liz Gilder gets the nod. It's her second start this season.
And she's a lefty coming from the other side, given a different look. She got the start against the New York Heights, took the loss through about 2 2/3 innings. 7 hits she allowed, 3 runs, but only 2 of which were earned. Did notch a couple of Ks and no walks. So I think we've seen a couple of lefties going up against this Queens lineup, but this is a different look they have not seen before from Liz Gilder.
Let's take a look at the defense that'll back up Gilder today. One of the few lefties on the mound in this league. And you see Kelsey Whitmore, the overall #1 pick in the WPBL. She has gotten her rhythm offensively. This defense has been sharp for the Firebells as well. So they're looking to hold things down against the best offense that we've seen to this point, highest scoring offense in the Los Angeles Queens. And it starts to feel like there's a rivalry that begins to form between these two West Coast teams. Maybe that's just the case when any teams meet 3 times in a row so early on in their seasons.
From the Bay to LA, and Kaplan is back there in right field playing next to Kelsey Whitmore. Alexia George back behind the plate as well. She has been a mainstay behind the dish for the Firebells so far. And then Jill Albayati over at third base. We saw Jua Park there for quite a few games so far, but Albayati has spent a little bit of time there too, and she'll get the nod today.
So the Firebells, who come off a 12-3 win in the last meeting between these two teams. It's the first time that the Queens lost this season. A team that opened up 3-0, but the Firebells got the best of them just last week on Saturday evening. They had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. Here we are, ready to go on Wednesday evening. And the 3rd straight meeting between the San Francisco Firebells and the Los Angeles Queens. Each team has taken 1 game apiece. And we're underway with the decider as ball 1 misses upstairs.
Interesting move by Eric Young to put Hondras in that leadoff spot. I mean, starting off hitting 400, not too shabby. She can be that spark plug in the lineup. I like this move.
That's strike 1. The second baseman, always poised up there. Gilder from the stretch, the 1-1 offer. Line back up the middle for a base hit. Hasn't lost a step. Andres with the leadoff knock.
Nails this one right on the money. That is upstairs by the letters, and she gets on plane to put it right back where it came from. That is the spark plug that this Queens lineup is looking for today.
Yeah, the Queens love to produce a little bit of offense for Ayami Sato, who we'll see in the bottom half of the inning on the mound. Maggie Fox takes ball 1 inside. She drove home the first couple of runs in WPBL history. She's just a confident woman who steps up to the plate and can play anywhere in the field as well. Utility, as she would say.
Leading the team in hits, got the first ever hit in the WPBL, first RBI, first stolen base, just making things happen in the top part of the order.
As strike 1 catches the outside edge. Liz Gilder on the mound for the Firebells. A round 3 pick. The left-hander, a native of Port Moody, British Columbia. Named the team captain of Canada in her second start of this season. She threw 2 2/3 against New York her first time on the bump. And on a 1-1 count with Hondras on first. Back pick over to first base, and Hondras dives back safely.
Good idea. This is a Queens team that likes to run, and it's no wonder when you got Eric Young leading the way as the skipper. He was the Rockies' career stolen base leader and top 10 in multiple offensive categories during his time playing pro ball.
15-year career for skipper Eric Young. Here's the pitch. That sails over the head of George. Amira Hondras takes the extra back. Now Maggie Fox has a hitter's count and a runner in scoring position as the Queens, who boast the highest scoring offense in the WPBL through 4 games, threatening early in the top of the first inning.
Come into today hitting .361 as a group. So the production has just been there. Last game out, a little bit less so, only 3 runs compared to double digits all the games before.
Waved at and missed on the back foot breaking ball that fooled Fox. Big smile. She knows that she was well out in front of it. Count moves to full.
Fox has done a really nice job of just staying loose in the box. That has been the key to her hot start.
Played in the Ivy League for the last few seasons. A star on the East Coast.
A rising junior, softball at Brown.
The pitch. Back up the middle, and it sneaks on by. Hondras gets the wave. The relay throw's cut off, and the Queens on the board through the first 2 batters. Maggie Fox knocks home yet another RBI.
Her 5th of the season, and look at this simple approach, just hard on the ground, up the middle. Same approach we've seen from both of the first 2 hitters, and that is how you manufacture.
Fox, who got ahead in the count, able to work that pitch count up early on in this first inning and give the rest of this lineup a chance to take a look at the arsenal from Liz Gilder. Now we see Ashton Lansdale, who swings at the first pitch she sees. It's a slow roller from short. Joely Leguizamon gets the out at first. Fox takes second. There's 1 away.
That was a great jump by Fox. Could have easily gotten her the lead runner. That's the goal as a defense, but she had such a nice jump, not enough time. Especially now in scoring position for Jamie McKay, the cleanup. Not once, but twice. She has left the yard. Talk about power. Middle of the order for this Queens lineup is tough.
Yeah, poise and veteran leadership. That's hammered left field, and it bounces over the wall. It'll be an automatic double. Fox comes in from second with 1 down. A run-scoring 2-bagger for Jamie McKay as the Queens double the lead.
And we talk about her power. She barreled this up, the aggressiveness too, to attack the first pitch that she saw. Trading places, that's what you want to do when you got one of your teammates over at second base, and McKay delivered.
One of the things the Queens do so well, we talk about that contagious hitting. They string together really good at bats.
Every single team in the WPBL is capable of a monster inning. The Queens have done it pretty consistently.
We'll see if Liz Gilder can stop the bleeding with Michelle Roche stepping in. First pitch to the right fielder is fouled away. Roche listed as a right-handed pitcher. She too hails from British Columbia. These two play together. Gilder and Roche, teammates that certainly know each other in the dynamic on the field. Lined over to first. Back to second base and not in time to double her off, but Adrienne LeBlanc gloved that on the fly, and there's two outs here.
And we talk about third base being the hot corner, but you got to be ready over at first as well. LeBlanc all over it. Knew the situation too. Of course, not a ton of time for the middle infielders to cover over at second, but was on top of it trying to double her off.
Now to Sarah Edwards. She has showcased a little power herself. That's a ground ball up the middle. Gioloni with a long throw from her back heel, gets it there in time. And a 2-run first inning for the Queens. Firebells look to respond when we come back. Skipper Matt Williams, the 2014 National League Manager of the Year with the Washington Nationals. His team playing from behind here. And his starting lineup presented by Horace Mann for the San Francisco Firebells. Amanda Gentiloni is hot to start things off in this WPBL season, and Kelsey Whitmore has started to find her stride as well.
Gentiloni, George, and Del Castillo. Look at her in the number 7 spot. Those 3 are the only starters who got a hit against Ayami Sato last time out.
Grounded over to third. Handled on a hop from Ashton Lansdale with quite a throw, and it's over the head of Sarah Edwards. Amanda Gentiloni will move on to second base. And a hot shot to the hot corner on the first pitch off the bat of Gentiloni.
Gentiloni known for just making something happen. That is a high hop. The double pump just doesn't quite get the feet set, and that goes sailing over the first baseman. So Sato known to create ground outs, produce those for her defense. Majority of her outs last time, that's what it was. So they'll just need to regroup, reset, because she's in a really good place right now.
4 earned runs for Sato this season, but 8 runs have come against her. She needs that defense to back her up, and more so than ever when Kelsey Whitmore steps in. Here's the first pitch. That's upstairs. Now Whitmore, the number 1 overall pick in the WPBL draft. She's gotten a couple of hits over the last game or two and started to find something offensively. Of course, Ayami Sato, the number 2 overall pick in the WPBL draft. So we're seeing a 1-2 matchup here this evening. Many consider Sato one of the hardest throwers we'll see in this league to be, I would say, in line for an MVP caliber season on the mound. That's what we saw through her time in the Japanese Women's Baseball League as well.
6-time gold medalist at the World Cup, 3 straight MVP honors as well.
That's just inside. Whitmore well ahead in the count.
And Sato's got 7 different pitches that she works. The fastball, the curve, the big curve, splitter, changeup, 2-seam, and a slider. It's quite the arsenal she has to attack these hitters.
In there for strike 1. It goes to the off speed there. Changing speeds for Whitmore. Whitmore, who spent time playing in the Atlantic League semi-pro ball. Pitch. Popped up behind home plate. Jamie McKay. 1 down.
That's a great job by Jamie McKay. She's back behind the dish for the defense today. But take a look as well. Taima Maximiliana, this is her first game. She's starting in center field. We've seen her in the outfield, but she's anchoring it this time in the middle. And then Samaria Benitez, we've seen her at second base, but she moves over to shortstop, anchoring the infield.
Maximiliana had quite a game the last time these two teams met. And the series has been sharp for her. She's one of the younger players on this team, but she's certainly produced. Now at the plate, Jill Albayati, a 2-way player who both pitches and hits. She's in the 3 spot of the order. Amanda Gentiloni on second base with 1 away. Breaking pitch just misses. Got a 1-1 count here. Albayati fouls this one away as well.
Albayati got the win on the bump. Last time out, the first loss for the Queens. But also a multi-hit day for her at the plate. A couple of RBIs that she brought in. I mean, she was crucial to that 10-3 victory.
Ball 2 misses outside. Well, it's a fair point, and I think anytime the LA Queens go down, their opponent will have to put together a complete game. And that's exactly what we saw from San Francisco the last time these two teams met. First time the Queens were handed a loss in the WPBL. That's back up the middle, a hot shot through for a base hit. Gentiloni waved home from third. And she dives in safely. McKay goes to second with it. Safe! Jill Albayani with great base running, terrific recognition. She saw the ball was coming home and took the extra bag. She'll trade places with Gentiloni, and San Francisco cuts the lead in half.
Right on the release, Albayani read it to go to second base, slides in on the outer half of the bag away so that it's not easy to go down with that tag. Just solid base running all around.
Hardly hesitated, and now Andriane LeBlanc. She swings at the first pitch she sees. A Taylor down the left field line and foul. And she can really swing it, drive home some runs.
And she's got that power going opposite way too. You saw that split in the gap in left center from the left side. The timeliness of her hits has been crucial as well. Multiple RBIs this season. An important stick in this lineup.
Firebells are such a patient team at the plate. Highest on-base percentage of any team in the WPBL, with the most doubles as well. And LeBlanc with such a great eye up there. She takes her time. But now it's Sato who's ahead 0-2 in the count. That's high and out. LeBlanc, the first baseman who hails from Quebec. Sato gloves it. Looks back the runner at second base, and Albayani cutting a run down. Lansdale will tag her out. Ashton Lansdale, good heads-up move to run her down, and how about those reflexes from Ayaka Sato?
Sato helping herself out. Great snag, but the awareness of the situation. Runs at her, gets the throw off, and this is a solid run down. Being able to get her with just a couple of throws. It should not be that many. And ideally, you want to get them while you're running them back to the base that they came from. So well executed by the Queens.
Ayaka Sato with great execution there and the recognition to get the lead runner instead of just going for the sure thing at first. That makes quite a difference with 2 outs and a runner on third versus 2 outs and a runner on first. LeBlanc now over at first base. Alexia George at the plate. Jammed off the inside half of the bat. Now Sato ahead in the count once more.
She's tied for the team high, hitting 500 on the year. One of the 5 Firebells with 5 hits on the season. Say that 10 times fast.
A tongue twister, no doubt, but Sato with a chance here as well to put her down. And Alexia George with that high on base percentage, she tends to foul off a lot of the pitches that are on the outside corners of the zone. She makes things difficult against opposing pitchers. That 1 run for San Francisco came unearned. An error by third base opened up the ball game in the bottom of the first inning. Belted right center field. Out there, it's Michelle Roche who hauls it in for out number 3. Well, 1-run scores for the Firebells, who cut the lead in half, but Ayaka Sato minimizes the damage. Back here for the second inning. It's the Queens by 1 after a frame. WPBL Wednesday night baseball. LA Queens, San Francisco Firebells. Third straight meeting between these two teams. And the Queens got on the board quickly against Liz Gilder. Now we'll see the bottom third of the order, starting with Taima, Maximiliana, who was just terrific in the win last week when these two teams met in game 1.
When your number 7 hitter's hitting .429, I think you're in a pretty solid spot.
Maximiliana swings at the first pitch she sees. It's skied to second. Amanda Gentiloni camps under it. 1 away.
Great job by Gilder. Produce that pop-up, so efficient. 1 pitch, 1 out. Get the hitter to just miss. Make it routine. That's what you're looking for.
Samaria Benitez now digs in. That's ball 1 downstairs. Feels like everybody in this Queens batting order can piece together a hit and do some damage in any given moment. Benitez no different. Shortstop, native of Mexico. She bats in the 8th spot. Strike 1 called. That's grounded over to short. It's Leguizamana who makes the out. And 2 down.
Great adjustment from Gilder. I mean, she starts off giving up back-to-back singles back in the first and then retires 2 straight here in the second. So settling in a little bit with her rhythm, the pop-up, the ground out, that's exactly the rhythm she wants to be in.
Brings up Monet Davis in the 9-hole. She got the nod at designated hitter today. Davis still trying to find her stride here in the WPBL.
Started off in that leadoff spot for the Queens the first few games.
And that's skipped in. So 1-1 count here to Davis before it turns back to the top for Amira Hondras.
I liked what Monet Davis said to AJ Andrews that just before the game started, that in order for the Queens to keep the momentum going that they've had at the top of the standings, they have to keep their foot on the gas in all parts of the game.
Davis takes a strike there. The 10th overall pick in the WPBL draft last year. One of the names that maybe has the most household recognition, carries some weight to it from her time in the Little League World Series about 12 years back. This is ripped third base side and foul. I talked to her earlier today about how her game has evolved, and she said really on the defensive side through communication and leadership, recognizing where I need to be at any given time and how I can communicate with my teammates to not just get the best out of them, but for them to get the best out of me. That's inside.
And she talks about all 3 phases of the game, right? It's the pitching piece, of course, it's defense, it's offense. The offense has been pretty consistent for LA, but they also have a league high in fielding percentage and the league lowest ERA as a staff on the pitching side.
Chased it for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Liz Gilder, who holds the Queens silent in the second. Firebells up when we come back.
partner of Queens and Firebells, they're honored to celebrate this historic return and salute the athletes inspiring generations to come. Learn more about their incredible trips at WPBL.com. We'd like to thank our official partners with WPBL, helping make all of this historic magic happen. Eastern Rawlings, HSHS St. John's Hospital, Impact Performance Apparel, Marucci, Oakley, the YMCA, and Visit Springfield. They welcome you to the heart of Route 66, the home to more Abraham Lincoln sites than anywhere in the world. And now, proud home of the inaugural Women's Pro Baseball League. Check out all there is to see, do, eat, and explore at visitspringfieldillinois.com.
Welcome back to Robin Roberts Stadium for today's matchup against the Queens and the Firebells. I'm AJ Andrews, and as we head into the bottom of the second inning, Ayaka Yamamoto is on the mound, and she is one of the most decorated pitchers in women's baseball history. 16 seasons playing baseball over 3 countries, and she's widely known as one of the best. She is somebody that continues to show up on the mound, and the first start, her game 1 start, many were surprised that she gave up 10 hits and 7 runs against the Heights. But I talked to catcher Jamie McKay, and she told me that it really just came down to her not being able to get into her routine due to the rain. But she feels a lot better now, and she really got into a groove with game 2. And after game 2, having 0 earned runs and only giving up 4 hits, Jamie McKay talked about how they got into a better communication. They have a translator app in which they talk to each other on to understand what each other wants to throw based off of what count and what situation. And so now they feel more comfortable, and Jamie talked about how she thinks the Sato that we saw on her game 2 start is who we're going to see the rest of the season.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much, AJ. Great stuff from our Gold Glover on the field. Ayaka Yamamoto had a ground out to open up this bottom of the second inning. And ball 1 to Rosie Del Castillo. It was Kaplan who grounded out. A little bit more about Sato. We know that AJ had mentioned how she struggled a little bit due to the weather. It was almost raining, well, it was raining earlier today, as this is lined to left field and down for a base hit for Rosie Del Castillo. It was raining earlier today, and then it cleared up, and that's something that we've seen quite a bit here in Springfield. You never quite know the weather you're going to get, but I'm sure Sato was very pleased to see the sun coming out for today's ball game, because when it is clear skies, she's at her best.
And her and Jamie McKay in particular have been the battery at work every single time she has started. This is her 3rd game starting on the mound. It's a league high, and all 3 times McKay has been her battery mate. McKay talked about how just trust in her. The whole team had trust in Sato. Even after that first performance, they came back, got the win as a group. They had her back, and then she came out and just absolutely did her thing the next time out, and there was no surprise. Everyone was like, you know what? Yep, that's the Sato we know and love.
Absolutely. Now Sato has to face Joely Leguizamon, 8th spot of the order, who shows bunt. She'll send it back, strike 2. Last time these 2 teams met, that 10-3 win for the Firebells. Leguizamon went 3 for 4, brought home 3 runs in the process. That game was tied at 2 after 3 innings before the Firebells would piece together a 7 spot. And that was also a 2-out rally, so this team can really string together some hits. Grounded to short, flip to second for 1, and they turn the double play! Samiria Benitez, Amira Andres, Sarah Edwards, 6-4-3.
Fans pull out your cell phone, scan the QR code on the video board. We're officially launching our WPBL Fan Zone. You want to stay up to date with the latest WPBL news? This is the best way to do it. Countdown to game time, game day programs, tickets, merch, so much more. Grab your phone, scan the QR code, and join all the WPBL fun.
Quite a sunset here from Springfield, Illinois. The Queens got out to an early lead. Firebells had bounced back, but so far so good for LA in the third straight meeting between these two sides. Liz Gilder shut down the side in order her last time out. We do have a defensive change. Looks like second base has flipped a little bit.
Yeah, Jua Park over there in for Amanda Gentiloni, who got the start there. We saw Park over at third base a few times already this season. Now she's in the middle infield on the right side.
Gentiloni, who started today's ball game, came around to score. She led off. And strike one is in there to Amira Hundress. She too got on base and came in. Hundress, who singled and scored in her first at bat today. Park gets some quick action. Jua Park charges and gets the out at first base. There's one down.
Always how it seems to work. The second you get in the ball game, the ball finds you, but Park handles it. See, there's some communication there too that's so crucial between the middle infield and the corners.
Maggie Fox in the first inning snuck that one through, drove home Amira Hundress. Fox an RBI machine, got the Queens on the board. A couple batters later, she would score as well. And it's ball one.
Saw Fox warming up, taking BP in the cages before the game today, and again, just seemed really loose. I think that can be applied throughout the lineup here for the Queens.
Flared into shallow left field, and Leguizamon hauls it in. So there's two down. Well, with Jua Park, who comes into the ball game at second base, she got the first one. Leguizamon, her other middle infielder, quite a play.
A great jump, and she kept her feet moving. That is the key. You don't drift over, you sprint over, and not easy when you consider the turtleback field as well, the dip that goes from the infield to the outfield right on the edge there. And she handled it flawlessly.
Now Ashton Lansdowne. Lansdowne in her first at bat today, grounded out to short. Captain of this Los Angeles Queens team. Now ahead in the count, 3 balls and no strikes.
Lansdowne's known to have some power as well. You can see the outfielders are shifted to the left a little bit. Closer to the line is Maggie Fox out there. Excuse me, Jordan Eister out there, and then Whitmore. Not straight up center field. She's shifted a little bit towards left center.
Yeah, shaded into the gap a bit. A pull hitter here and Lansdale. Righty in the 3 spot. And strike 1 just nibbles at the inside corner.
Infield shifted a little bit too in that direction, so you can see Leguizamon trying to shade that 5-6 hole.
That's off of the mask of Alexia George as the count runs full.
I'll tell you, Alexia George has been tough as nails behind the plate. She has taken a lot of hits, whether it be in the face mask right there, that doesn't feel great, or she's just blocked really nicely as well. Anything in the dirt, she's become a wall back there.
See Janet Thomas McKean, home plate umpire. She took a moment, got the ball back to her pitcher, gave George a moment to breathe. Now we've got a full count. Liz Gilder. And that's fouled away. Lansdale continues to battle, trying to work that pitch count up. Both teams have been aggressive, fighting at the first or second pitch that they've seen so far tonight. One of the deeper at-bats for Gilder.
A 2-strike mentality here for Lansdale. Anything close.
That's just off the inside corner for ball 4. Well, Liz Gilder had retired 7 straight before allowing that walk to Ashton Lansdale. A 2-out free base. Yeah, go ahead.
A great plate appearance. I mean, coming back, fouling some pitches off, staying alive, but then having the discipline not to chase at the end there. It's a nice job by Lansdale.
It's a tough spot in the order. If your command isn't there, this is the part of the Queens lineup that can really do some damage, as this is fouled away from Jamie McKay. McKay doubled, an automatic double that skipped over the left field wall. Her first time up, brought home a run. Get that thing authenticated, put it in a case.
Firebell fans loving it. Love that they have their gear. Merch has been flying out of here at Robin Roberts Stadium.
I got in there today. I took a look at some of those jerseys, and I might have to bring one home myself. They are sick. Hard ground ball to short. Benitez waited on it, and it ate her up. Check that, excuse me, Joelle Leguizamon.
Yeah,
shortstop for the Firebells. Yeah, go ahead.
Back on her heels a little bit. You want to attack the ball as a defender. That sounds somewhat counterintuitive, but that's really what it is. You see, she kind of waits there, stays there, and lets it come to her instead of playing the ball herself. You want to rake through that with your glove so that you're controlling it. You're playing the ball, not letting it play you.
They're going to call that a base hit for the time being. Ball 1 misses low. I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with that official scorekeeping, but nonetheless.
Would have been a deep throw.
Yeah.
Long throw. Would have been a long throw. Might have had a chance at second.
Runner goes on to third. Lansdale is in there head first safely. So Ashton Lansdale, who had a terrific at bat to work a full count walk with 2 away. She's now at third base, looking to add to this Los Angeles lead.
She's now tied for a league high 4 stolen bases on the season. That's the aggressive base running we talked about that we expected to see from the Queens.
On the ground and foul, tied with Danae Benitez, the New York slugger, who has just been a revelation. She'll be in action tomorrow evening. New York Heights, Boston Hunters, their third straight meeting as well. Michelle Roche at the plate. Lined out to first her last time up. Roche on the ground to third base. Albayani makes the throw to first. That'll close out the frame. Liz Gilder had a couple of quick outs and then got away from the damage. Runners at the corners, nobody scores. On to the bottom of the third.
Thank you to the following supporting partners of the WPBL: Executive Transportation, Fairweather Neighborhood Loans, E-Health, Novel Landscape Company, Pro Scoreboard, Sangamon Mass Transit District, Springfield Clinic, University of Illinois Springfield Athletic Training, Whistle Stop, X Golf Springfield, and Stratus Network. Thank you so much for your support of Women's Pro Baseball League.
Ayami Sato is emerging as one of the league's stars. That arm, those reflexes, she has kept the Queens on top.
A solid couple of innings she has thrown so far. A little bit of traffic she had to navigate in the first, but just a couple of hits. And for the most part, her defense has been working behind her. And that's a league leading in fielding percentage defense behind Sato.
Yeah, not too many hard-struck balls off the pitches from Sato today. As strike one comes into Jordan Eister. Eister in the 9th spot of the order. She starts in left field this evening. Popped up foul territory, and Ashton Lansdale runs out of real estate. Sato, who was the #2 overall pick in the WPBL draft last year. During the tryouts, her battery mate was Janae Benitez, who is now one of the new faces of this league, a slugger who has 14 hits and 17 at-bats to open up WPBL play. They both made each other, I'm sure, look very good during those tryouts. Benitez was drafted early on, 2nd pick from New York, the Heights. Sato, the 2nd overall pick, of course. That is in there, strike 3. Hit poked at the outside corner. Eister frozen up. There's one down.
Beautiful location from Sato. This is the command that she has. Outstanding. And McKay, you knew it right away. She squeezed it, started throwing it around.
Give credit to Jamie McKay for framing that pitch as well. Jua Park, first at bat this evening. She entered as a defensive replacement for Amanda Gentiloni. Park, the lone South Korean on this Firebells team. And yeah, there's Matt Williams. You know, he spent 2 seasons with the Washington Nationals as their manager. He also spent 2 seasons in the KBO League in South Korea. Gotta imagine that he's able to communicate with Park in a way that some other managers might not be able to. And that's part of managing in this WPBL. There are so many different nationalities on any given team and so many different backgrounds.
7 different countries represented throughout this league. And some of the players actually even acting as translators for some of their teammates, some of their opponents.
Park waves and misses. Now a 2-2 count. Sato into her move. And the 2-2 pitch. Lined left side and through for a base hit. Let's send it down to AJ Andrews for a little bit more on Kelsey Whitmore.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I talked to Kelsey a little bit during BP about how she's really been able to get into a groove these last couple of games. 3 hits in the last 2, and she told me it was honestly, AJ, I just relieved the pressure that I was putting on myself. She was putting a little too much pressure on herself at the plate, and she got to that 1 hit. Once you get that first hit, you feel like you kind of synced in, your rhythm is back, and that's where she feels like she's at right now.
Whitmore sends this in foul territory and out of play. Thanks so much, AJ. You know, it's a fair point. It's got to be just so much pressure being the #1 overall pick. The expectations are high, not just among fans, but for yourself. And then the floodgates open, and she starts to get a little bit more comfortable. We're still so early on in this WPBL slate.
Oh, and she was coming off a World Cup group stage performance, hitting .583. She had 9 RBIs, 7 for 12, and 4 of those for extra bases. A couple of doubles, a pair of home runs as well. I mean, she was coming off feeling really, really good. That was just a week before everything started here in the WPBL. So it's just a matter of, like she said, like AJ said, getting into that rhythm and relaxing, and Whitmore looks more and more comfortable.
Yeah, that World Cup group stage in Rockford, Illinois. USA went 5-0 with Whitmore, who hammers this left field toward the wall and gone! Kelsey Whitmore with a 2-run home run. First WPBL blast for Kelsey Whitmore. Firebells take the lead.
Well, what more do you want from Whitmore? They put it around her neck. That is the home run chain. The Firebells debuted it when Amanda Gentiloni hit one. Now it's the captain's turn, Kelsey Whitmore. We talked about how she was barreling it up more and more every at-bat she seemed to have. And there she connected and absolutely crushed this pitch. Off of one of the best pitchers in the country that was on the inner half, and she just turns on it. This was a rope, a high line drive, and it goes over the 290 down the left field line.
Yeah, just hugging that line right near the foul pole, Jenna. And gosh, it's got to feel good to get the monkey off your back there as this ball is grounded over to Lansdell. Just make the play for the second out of the inning. Now the Firebells, now with that lead, yeah, a little bling in the dugout.
Yeah, before Amanda Gentiloni hit hers just last week, AJ asked Matt Williams, hey, do you think we're going to bust it out today? He said, I sure hope so, and they did, and now they've done it again. So I think they have opened the floodgates, and it's going to be more and more common that we see that busted out.
This is the cleanup spot in the order. Andrian LeBlanc. Popped up behind home plate and into the stands.
And that's what it's about, is adjustments. Whitmore was 0 for 2 with the strikeout against Sato last time out. Now here she is. She makes the adjustment, connects right there. LeBlanc looking to do the same thing here. Did not get a hit so far against Sato last time or in her last at-bat.
LeBlanc on the ground to the right-hand side. Sato has to cover. The throw gets away. Andrian LeBlanc is safe. It was Sarah Edwards over at first base. A throwing error.
And what you want to do here is Sato coming over to cover as you do. You want to lead the runner towards the base. Instead, Edwards, that throw is behind Sato. Her momentum's already taking her the other direction. But a mistake that allows the Firebells to keep this inning alive.
They had some time, didn't have to rush it there. But you make mistakes against this Firebells team, and they'll capitalize. We've seen it a couple of times. One unearned run came on in the first inning. A 2-run home run from Whitmore. Now in the 5 spot, Alexia George. She flew out in her first at bat today. That's belted to left field, but well foul. Certainly had the distance, just far too much in front of it. Well, through the first couple of innings, Firebells struggled to get the ball out of the infield. That is on the outside edge for strike 3 called. Ayami Sato, cool, calm, and collected, but a 2-run home run from Kelsey Whitmore. Her first in the WPBL. It's the Firebells on top of the Queens.
Welcome back, all you amazing WPBL fans, to tonight's matchup, the Firebells versus the Queens. Tonight's Teacher Appreciation Night at the ballpark, and it's proudly presented by Horace Mann. Throughout the inaugural season, Horace Mann is recognizing the educators who inspire future generations. And tonight, we are honoring and celebrating Lindy Wilkinson, an English and language arts teacher from Springfield Southeast High School. Thank you, Lindy, for making the difference you do.
Thank you, AJ, and thank you, Lindy. Very cool. On Wednesdays to celebrate the educators in the area. Here with Jenna Becerra, I'm Max Kelton. AJ Andrews just had that hit on the field. She's our Gold Glover. How about Matt Williams? He's got to be happy. His #1 overall pick, Kelsey Whitmore, just hit her first career home run in the WPBL, a 2-run shot, and the Firebells have a 3-2 lead.
And he talked about how it's not easy. Last week they played 3 games in a row, 3 days in a row. And this is the 3rd straight meeting now against the Queens, 3rd of 4 total that they will have going up against the same squad. So it's not an easy thing. It's something that they're learning too now that 1 full week of WPBL action is complete. They get to roll on through the regular season, getting a sense for what works for them.
Sarah Edwards fouls off strike 2 on Liz Gilder, who, aside from a rocky first inning, has settled in quite nicely this evening. Hasn't allowed a hit since the first.
Has doubled her innings pitched on the season already.
Now there's a base hit for Sarah Edwards. First baseman barrels one through on the ground to the right side.
That's got to feel good too. You make an error in the field with that throwing mistake, but then you have some redemption to get things going for your team.
From a mental standpoint, you know, it's tough to step back into the box and still be aggressive. You know what? Better yet, it might be even more tough to be patient up there, knowing how much you want to help your team and how you make a mistake in the field, how you got to bounce back.
Yeah, and it really is flipping the switch mentally. You have to. You have to have a short-term memory. You have to just switch the mindset from defense to offense. Turn the page.
Well, another question I got for you, Jenna. You got a player like Taima Maximiliana, who we've seen be really productive this season. Her first at bat, she swung at the first pitch. It was weak contact, popped up to second base. But now her second at bat, a little bit more patient at the plate. How does that change from one at bat to another based on where you are in the ball game?
I think trying to see more pitches, and even that pitch right there, even though it comes in as a strike, it's not the pitch that she's necessarily looking for in her plan. She was a little over aggressive last time out, so it's just allowing yourself to settle in and wait for the pitch that you want.
That wasn't it. Ball 3 outside. Maximiliana, who had 3 hits and 3 RBIs in the 12-3 win last week against the Firebells. Nobody out in the 4th inning as the Queens look to start another rally against Liz Gilder. Strike 2. Gilder went outside on that last pitch, comes back inside just below the waist to run the count full.
It's a good mix. It's about the sequence as well as each individual pitch.
And that is just away. It nearly caught the outside corner, but instead, a single from Sarah Edwards. Taima Maximiliana walks on a full count. Nobody out. Samaria Benitez coming up. And the first pitch fouled off from Benitez. 0 for 1 today against Gilder, the southpaw. And you start to wonder what's going through the mind of skipper Eric Young in that Los Angeles Queens dugout. How do you want to attack this situation? Benitez on the ground to second base. Park scoops it up, hits second for 1, and they turn it! Double play! A twin killing. And Sarah Edwards does move on to third base. But not an easy play for Park, who has to shift the feet and make the play.
And does a nice job of getting rid of the ball quickly, and a lot of credit to Leguizamon as well for turning it quickly, getting rid of it on a dime over to first base to LeBlanc. A boom, boom play.
Now Monet Davis. On the ground to third, slow roller that stays to the left of the foul line. Davis 0 for 1.
And if the Firebells can get out of this, you know, they go ahead in the bottom of the third. If you can keep that lead after the top of the 4th, you maintain the momentum there. There's an opportunity here for the Queens. Obviously, that tying run just 90 feet away. But if Gilder can get out of this, that's going to be huge for San Francisco.
You're spot on, Jenna. And part of, what I was mentioned with Eric Young, do you play small ball, drop down a bunt there, eliminate that double play? But now Gilder has a chance to get out of this inning despite there being 2 on with nobody out a moment ago. Davis skies this deep to left field, and it's hauled in! Jordan Eister on her way back to the wall, leaps and makes a snare. The Queens threaten, Gilder stands tall.
She's the legendary Queen of Diamonds. She broke barriers for women in professional baseball with opportunities were extremely limited. Her confidence, ambition, and trailblazing career embody the spirit of Los Angeles, a rebellious spirit and refusal to conform to the expectations placed on women of her time. Inspire a team that brings energy, pride, and ambition to every game. Your San Francisco Firebells.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna tell you, the travel, the time commitment for, at that level, it's a big deal. Not easy.
Quite a shot under the Springfield sun. Bottom of the fourth, and the Firebells on top of the LA Queens. Welcome you back here to WPBL Baseball. And we might have a Stanley Kubrick impersonator on that camera out there. I think that whoever's directing, whoever's doing the camera work, it's some very impressive stuff. And we have seen some very sharp defense as well today. Ayami Sato on the bump for Los Angeles. Both teams have turned at least one double play today. Sato's been sharp. Now the Firebells looking to add to this lead with Skylar Kaplan leading things off. Kaplan, who bats sixth in the order. Sato winds and deals. With the last time out against this team when Sato threw 5 innings, no earned runs, just 4 hits allowed. Here she is in the bottom of the 4th inning, looking to keep this Firebells team in check and give her offense a chance. Feels like at any given moment, any team in the WPBL can explode for not just a crooked number, but some kind of massive offensive outburst. It's a slow roller to second. Amira Hendricks with the throw to first. 1 away.
What worked so well for Sato last time against the Firebells was her efficiency. She threw 55 pitches and 5 complete innings. Didn't have a single walk that she issued. Let her defense work. Vast majority, 9 of the outs came from ground outs in those 5 innings.
That's flown to left field. Maggie Fox gives chase toward the line, and it drops fair. It skipped behind Fox. Rosie Del Castillo cruises into second base with a 1-out double.
Del Castillo's approach as this one goes down the line. She goes opposite way coming from that left side. Just lands fair, but right there, Fox didn't quite get the right angle to cut that ball off, giving plenty of time for Del Castillo to get over to second base, and a great jump out of the box, too, to have that 2-base mentality.
That's quite a run from Maggie Fox. Took an aggressive angle. Ball got behind. She gambled.
She had to cover a lot of ground to get there as well.
Absolutely.
And she's primarily a catcher. You know, she can play outfield too, of course. We've seen her do that here in the WPBL. But being an outfielder, definitely secondary defensively for her.
She called herself a utility player today. Best way to describe it. She can play anywhere, feels most comfortable behind the plate. With 1 away and a runner in scoring position, Joely Leguizamon. She takes strike 1 at the knees. Just missed. Leguizamon grounded out to a 6-4-3 double play her last time up. See Rosie Del Castillo looking to get a big secondary lead. Base hit to the outfield could score her. Ball 2 misses high. Jenna, one thing I've paid attention to early on in the WPBL. Smaller field dimensions and a routine single that typically would score a runner from second base. It's not always the case. The ball gets in a little bit quicker to the infield.
It's 290 down the lines here in Robin Roberts Stadium. 330 out in center.
You know, as aggressive base running can certainly win ball games, we also know that if you shoot yourself in the foot being too aggressive in the wrong moment, it's a head scratcher.
I think the key is to try to make an aggressive mistake versus a hesitant one. That can make the difference. You can work with that, build on that.
That's a great point. It's ball 3, missed just off the inside corner.
You could tell McKay wanted that call.
Well, the count runs full here for Sato. And that's fouled away. The 16-year vet, Ayami Sato, getting up in the pitch count. She's played ball across 3 countries professionally: Japan, Canada, and now the United States.
And says she hopes she can help inspire other Japanese players to want to come play professionally here in future.
Sato, the payoff. Leguizamon sends this foul. Jordan Eister in the 9-hole. She awaits in the on-deck circle. Chance we get back to the top for Jua Park. That is on the inside edge. Strike 3 called. Nice spot for Ayami Sato. 2 down.
All 3 strikeouts for Sato so far tonight have been looking, and it's because of the movement you see right there. This time going into the righty, not afraid to get in her kitchen. That was a big out for Los Angeles.
So strategic, hitting the different zones on the plate, Jenna, as you've described it to me. That's ripped into right field for a base hit. They'll hold the runner at third. And a wise decision as that ball came in a flash from Michelle Roche, the right fielder.
You can see she gets on plane really well with that one over the white of the plate. Doesn't try to do too much with it, but getting it in quickly. Roche saving a run from coming across, using her momentum coming forward to get the ball in fast.
Runners at the corners here for Jua Park. That's strike 1. She singled and scored in the 3rd inning. It was Amanda Gentiloni who started in the leadoff spot of the order for the Firebells at second base. Park replaced her defensively. And that's fouled off of Park's foot.
So Sato has already faced 18 batters. That's the same that she faced last time out, but in 5 innings. She's now surpassed her pitch count out from last time as well with 55 in 5 innings. Now she's at 61 here in the 4th. But again, this is a Firebells lineup that has seen her before. They just saw her a couple of games back. The more pitches you see, the deeper you can go in the count, but she's got the advantage now.
On the ground to the left side, a snare at short, but the throw to second not in time, and the Firebells score another run. Samaria Benitez had quite a way to go, that range from short. Instead, Rosie Del Castillo scores. Call it an infield single for Jua Park.
And this is just well placed. Weak contact, but deep in the 5-6 hole. A nice job trying to get that runner at second. That's the best shot you have at getting it out. But Park doing a great job. Back-to-back singles since she came in for Gentiloni.
Jordan Eister beat that throw out at second base. Now with 2 on and 2 out, Kelsey Whitmore comes up. Whitmore had a 2-run home run her last time at the plate. Sato and a 1-0. Whitmore got a hold of this baseball. It's deep to left center field. See ya! Back-to-back at-bats for Kelsey Whitmore going yard. The San Francisco Firebells balloon this lead to 4.
The captain decided to outdo herself last time. A 2-run shot. This time, why not make it 3? That one was up in her wheelhouse. This time, more of a tower. Last time, a line shot out to left. This one with some hang time to get over the fence.
Starting to see why Kelsey Whitmore went #1 overall. Boy, looking like a star through those last 2 at-bats. She's driven home 5 of the 7 today. A 5-run lead for San Francisco.
5 RBIs on 2 swings. Against who many consider to be the best pitcher in women's baseball in the world.
And that's lined for a base hit. Jill Albayani. Her second single today. It's 4 straight hits against Ayami Sato.
And don't sleep on the singles. Of course, we saw the long ball from Kelsey Whitmore. There's a single from Eister, a single from Park, and now a single from Albayati to keep this going for San Francisco. Something Kelsey Whitmore talked about too as Eric Young is having a conversation on the mound. I talked to her pregame and she said the thing about the women's game, when you're looking at women's baseball, is they play from the first pitch to the last pitch. Even if it looks like, ooh, one team is kind of starting to run away with this one, it is not over. We have seen how many teams, every single one has put up a big inning at some point this season already. So you need as much insurance as possible, and that's what the Firebells are trying to put together right now.
Warming up for the Queens, Maggie Meidlinger, right-handed pitcher from Sterling, Virginia. Firebells have just cranked this thing wide open. Well, you remember a game ago? 2-2 ball game after 3 into the 4th inning, a 7 spot for the Firebells. That's a line drive base hit down the right field line. Albayani on to third. LeBlanc holds it first. Five straight hits for the Firebells.
LeBlanc has been steady from that left side. She goes down, gets the barrel angle on that pitch to hit a line shot into right field. She was trying to make some adjustments in BP before the game today, and she said, all right, now I just need to do this in the game, and she just did it right there.
know, and part of that 7-run fourth inning for the Firebells a game ago, every run scored came with 2 outs. Same story here in this fourth. This is a resilient team. Talk about grit.
Batting around here now, too, with George.
We start to recognize the identities of these teams as they continue to roll through this early WPBL schedule. One thing about the Firebells is this is a team that surely won't give up and can catch fire at any given moment. So that's grounded to Lansdale, who scoops it on a short hop and gets the out at first. But a 4-run fourth inning brings the lead to 5. Kelsey Whitmore flexing the muscle. Firebells have cranked this thing open. A 5-run lead over the first place LA Queens. It's the new era call to the bullpen. Rosie Del Castillo, who is 2 for 2 today as the designated hitter, now replaces Liz Gilder on the mound for the Firebells.
Gilder coming from that left side had a solid 4 innings. 5 hits, a couple of runs coming across with a strikeout and a couple of walks. 56 pitches she threw, facing 18 batters, and now she will give the ball over to Del Castillo, coming from the right side. So it's going to be a different look for the Queens, and they'll have to make that adjustment at the release point.
Gilder in line for the win if this lead is to hold. Pretty sharp performance on the bump her second start this season, especially against the highest scoring offense in the WPBL for the LA Queens. But now to the top of the order, Amira Hondris looking to get things going. Hondris with a single and a run scored today. And strike one finds the outside half of the plate. That's strike two. Del Castillo working fairly quickly. How does that affect Hondris and her approach at the plate?
You have to stay ready, right? I mean, the rhythm that Del Castillo is showing is to move quickly in between, so you have to be ready. Don't rush yourself.
That's jammed. Shallow, right behind second. Catch made by Joely Leguizamon.
Exactly what you hope to do as the reliever. After your team puts up a crooked number offensively, go out there, get the first out. You're starting with the top of the order. It's not an easy place to start against this Queens offense, but to set the tone with that first out, that's big.
Maggie Fox takes a strike. She too singled and scored back in the opening frame. And that's lined foul.
Check swing action there.
Well, despite the 2 runs in the opening inning for the Queens, San Francisco has scored 7 unanswered. LA with runners on third in each of the last 2 innings, unable to bring anybody home. Rosie Del Castillo. That's ball 1.
The Queens known to make a comeback if they need to late in the game too. They did it on opening night. Similar deficit they were working with against the New York Heights. They came back to win it. You cannot count the Queens out until the last pitch is thrown.
Got her. That's strike 3. Fooled Maggie Fox on the indoor breaking ball. There's 2 away.
Del Castillo doing a nice job utilizing the breaking ball. The movement there. She's been able to paint it on both sides of the plate as well, and that has kept hitters off balance.
There's some serious shaping to her breaking pitches. Nothing coming easy. Lansdale takes ball 1 high and tight. Strike 1. Well, Ashton Lansdale becoming one of the faces of the WPBL, the captain of the Queens, also fairly active on social media. That's lined left field toward the wall, and it hits off the top. Eyster. She'll fire into short. Well, Ashton Lansdale with a 2-out double injects a little bit of life into the Queens lineup.
And that's exactly what she needed. She was 0 for 4 last time out in the loss, but goes downstairs to connect with this pitch. Nearly leaves the yard for the first time in her WPBL career, but instead she'll settle for 2 bases. I think the Firebells did a nice job of limiting the first 3 hitters to just 1 hit last time, getting the win over the Queens.
And Jamie McKay ducks out of the way of that ball upstairs and tight.
2 hits total for the first 4 batters. 5 already here tonight.
Ball 2 for McKay, who has certainly showcased her power at the plate this season. A couple of home runs for the Queens. She leads the Los Angeles Queens in that category as well.
She was already hitting 500 coming into this. That has only gone up with the 2 for 2 performance so far.
McKay puts a charge into this one. It's out to left center field, and Kelsey Whitmore makes the grab. That'll do it for the top half of the 5th inning. A double from Ashton Lansdale, but that's it. It's the Firebells by 5.
Fans, it's time for the 5th inning stretch as we begin a new league with new traditions. You want you to stand up and dance in your seats. Your threes. We're starting to tradition with her. Dance in your seats.
Bubblegum Skies from Robin Roberts Stadium here in Springfield, Illinois. Welcome back to WPBL action. It's the new era. Call to the bullpen. Maggie Meidlinger in for Ayami Sato. She pitched an inning and a third against San Francisco in the win last Thursday. Allowed just one hit, no runs.
She's tied, leading the league with 2 games finished, has not allowed a run so far. She has been lights out coming in this closing role.
That's grounded to the right side. Meidlinger has to cover. Edwards flips to first, and they got her in time by half a step. That was Skylar Kaplan racing down the line as she swung at the first pitch. Bang, bang play for 1 down.
Great adjustment from Edwards here. This is a slow chop to the right side, this time leading Meidlinger so she can take her momentum towards first base. A good adjustment from Edwards from the first time with Sato.
Now Rosie Del Castillo at the plate. 2 for 2, and she's taken over in relief on the mound as well. Can help her case. She takes ball 2 off the outside edge. And strike 1 rolls in. Strike 2.
Frame job right there from McKay behind the dish. You can see a grinning Del Castillo, not her favorite pitch, maybe a ball or so off, but McKay working for Meidlinger.
Grounded to Lansdale at third base, who charges and fires. 2 down. Ayami Sato, the start today. 4 innings. San Francisco has put up some big numbers this season, but this is one of the more impressive performances against the number 2 overall pick in the WPBL draft.
Double-digit hits. They forced her to go deeper into the count. They made her throw more pitches. So they saw more pitches. Sato still with no walks, though, so that part of the game is still very efficient for her. Made him earn it.
Yeah, the command has been really impressive, and that's something that the Queens as a collective pitching staff do so well. They hit their spots. No free bases.
I think the Queens pitching staff, they're trying to stay loose on the mound as well. You can see some smiles there from Meidlinger, but I saw her, Ayami Sato, Michelle Roche all dancing a little bit to some pregame music during BP, trying to stay loose, and that's the culture that manager Eric Young has tried to foster. High energy, but loose and having fun.
Well, that was the energy that he had in batting practice earlier today. Skip still has an arm. I saw him throwing BP. 1-2. No, she did not go. Joely Leguizamon in search of her first hit this evening. Meidlinger working through her first inning, the 2-2. Let's do it again. It's fouled away. Well, the Queens coming into this evening had only allowed 2 home runs through their first 4 games. Kelsey Whitmore on her own matched that total tonight. Popped up behind home plate for Jamie McKay. So Maggie Meidlinger comes in and retires the side in order, but the Firebells remain in command. But we have seen some big innings late and quite a few comebacks early on in WPBL history. The Queens need to manufacture another one. It'll start in the middle of the order against Rosie Del Castillo, who was pretty sharp through her first inning on the mound in relief. Here is Michelle Roche to get things going for Los Angeles. She takes a strike on the breaking pitch that nails the inside. Here's the 0-1. Roche today, 0 for 2. Also due up Sarah Edwards, Taima Maximiliana. That's swung on and fouled away.
Del Castillo still working pretty quickly between pitches. She just seems to be ready early, and that's something Michelle Roche does when she's on the mound as well. So having to make that adjustment on the other side of the ball right now.
Got her. That's strike 3. Back foot breaking ball. Just fooled her. 1 away.
A great pitch, great location. Ahead in the count, gets her to chase as that just drops right off the table. That low and in pitch, so hard to hit.
Now that's strike 1 to Sarah Edwards, who singled her last time up. Strike 2, and Rosie Del Castillo with her pacing too. It's a bit of a change from what we saw from Liz Gilder, who was a little bit more methodical in her approach in her start today against the Queens. Just off the outside corner, but a very competitive waist pitch.
And that has to do with timing for hitters. A bit of a longer, slower wind-up in general that we saw from Liz Gilder earlier, but Del Castillo keeps it quick. She's coming from the right side instead of the left side already. A really efficient movement.
That's strike 3. Foul tipped and squeezed behind the dish by Alexia George. 2 down.
Third strikeout already. 3 of the 5 outs have been via the K for Del Castillo, and she's not afraid to throw that pitch over the plate as long as it's got that break.
Strike 1 to Taima Maximiliana. Well, Rosie Del Castillo, as good as she's been, a little bit shaken up.
Del Castillo had an inning under her belt before so far this season coming into this one. The athletic training staff out there making sure she's okay.
Let's bring in our Gold Glover, AJ Andrews.
Oh, I just love when you guys announce me like that. Yeah, Del Castillo, she looks like she's favoring her left leg. She's limping a little bit on her right. She was holding her calf muscle as she's walking around having a conversation with the trainer. It's not clear what happened, and imagine it was probably a misstep as she went to throw. But right now it looks like it's either her ankle or her calf. Maybe she felt like she pulled something. Yeah, she's still favoring that left leg even as she's trying to step back onto the mound right now. But it looks like she wants to keep going, or I don't know. I think manager Matt Williams just pointed towards the dugout actually, so they may be making a change. Yeah. She's heading off the mound.
Thanks, AJ. Yeah, it looks like Rosie Del Castillo, who was dealing, by the way. This was one of her more dominant pitching performances so far in the WPBL. This is a tough one to swallow if you're Del Castillo on the mound. She had been great at the plate. She had been great on the bump. And now the Firebells have to go in a different direction here in the top half of the 6th inning. It's the new era call to the bullpen. Looks like the Firebells will go with Peyton Correa. Let's take a moment to breathe. More to come from Springfield, Illinois when we come back on the other side.
Your attention please, now pitching for San Francisco, number 2, Peyton Correa.
Anytime you see a player gingerly walking off the field, it's not a pretty sight, but as good as Rosie Del Castillo was playing today, this one stings even a little bit more. New pitcher on for the Firebells. Thinking of this 5-run lead as Del Castillo's night comes to a close. You had 1 2/3, allowed just 1 hit, no runs, and had a pair of hits offensively as well. Here's Peyton Correa.
Yeah, Correa, not her first showing against LA. She came in after just being called up. This was the loss, 12-3, the Queens on top of the Firebells. She threw a couple of innings, gave up a couple of hits, 2 runs, but only 1 of which was earned. Did not strike anyone out and had 3 walks on the day and a wild pitch as well as a balk. So I think just making sure she's in her rhythm today. That was, she had literally arrived just before going into the ball game for San Francisco. Now she's had some time to get settled in here in Springfield, Illinois, and working with her catcher here, Alexia George. And so she's gonna look to keep the momentum going from what Del Castillo started.
Del Castillo started off the at-bat against Taima Maximiliano with a strike. Let's go back down to AJ Andrews.
Welcome back. Yes, as you may know, Maximiliana is from Curacao, but what you might not know is in Curacao, they speak 4 different languages: Papiamento, Spanish, Dutch, and English. And so Taima grew up speaking Papiamento at home, but she said at school, they speak mainly Dutch. And then she learned throughout her time in her home country of Curacao to speak Spanish and English, but she can speak 4 different languages, which is 3 more than I can. So she's doing amazing.
That's awesome stuff, AJ. Now that's ball 2 outside. It looked like the first one almost hit Maximiliana. Instead, 2-1 count. Yes, she did. That's strike 2. Los Angeles looking to string together some offense here with a 2-out rally against the new pitcher, Peyton Correa. 2-2. Boy, that was
Good
close.
spot. Not a bad place to be at all.
And Jenna, I imagine if you're in the infield, you're saying, good spot, same location here. Correa, the payoff pitch. On the ground to third, handled by Jill Albayati. And across the diamond for out number 3. Rosie Del Castillo records 2 outs. Peyton Correa gets the third, and the Firebells on top by 5.
Fans, don't let the excitement stop here on Wednesday night. Join us for continuous history during the rest of the season. We're giving away WPBL City brand collectibles. Grab your tickets for your family and friends. Be part of the next chapter. Tickets Ice, Junior Sports, and Pocket Radar. Thank you so much for your support of the Women's Pro Baseball League.
Our game summary presented by Visit Springfield. The former Savannah Banana is going bananas. Kelsey Whitmore with her first 2 home runs in the WPBL.
We talked about how she was heating up at the top of the broadcast. She had a few singles, her first hits in the WPBL, but now she has extended that, barreled it up, and added some extra bases.
Got a defensive switch out in center field for Taima Maximiliana. Meidlinger back on the bump for the Queens. She'll face Jordan Eister in the bottom of the order before it turns to the top with Jua Park and Kelsey Whitmore. Who's in center?
That is Suzu Narasaki, part of the active roster here today, a 3rd-round pick. Played on the women's team, the Seibu Lions. Out of Japan, was not here opening weekend. Had some delays with visa issues, but here now with the Queens.
Well, Eister at the plate in the 4th inning, singled, kicked off a 4-run rally with 2 outs. As that one's lined foul and into the stands.
Eister getting back-to-back starts here in the 9th spot in the order for the Firebells, and she's 1 for 2 today. Able to bring some production there at the bottom of the order.
Meidlinger got her. That's strike 3, waved at and missed. There's 1 away.
4 straight retired for Meggie Meidlinger. Eric Young said she's the type, well, she'll stay out there for as long as possible. She just wants to stay out there. Really in that closing role so far this season. Has already finished 2 games this year as well for the WPBL.
It's on the ground over to Lansdowne. Bobbled, fired to first. She stuck with it and got the out. That's the 2nd out of the inning. Jua Park, the first time she's been retired today.
Exactly why you stick with it right there. And that's why it's important to just keep the ball in front of you at least. And she does the bare hand to get rid of that ball across the diamond. Had enough time to get it.
Kelsey Whitmore sends this high and deep to left, back to the wall. It's a 3-home run night for Kelsey Whitmore.
Why even bother taking the chain off Kelsey Whitmore at this point? She's a grand slam away from the home run cycle in this ball game. The solo shot this time to add to the 2-run and 3-run shots before. Absolutely exploded on that pitch. Fox running out of room out there, and she has gone to the left side every single time.
Oh boy. The Firebells have unleashed a monster. Nice play made by the fans as Jill Albayati looks to follow that up. Top of the order for San Francisco has been just unstoppable this evening. It's on the inside corner. Well, you look at Jua Park, who came into the ball game as a defensive substitution. She's 2 for 3. Kelsey Whitmore is 3 for 4 with 3 home runs. And Jill Albayati has a pair of singles herself.
Two of the strongest pitchers in the league that we have seen from the Queens tonight as well. Sato, of course, getting the start, one of the best in the world. Meidlinger, that was her first run she's allowed so far. This in her 3rd relief appearance here in the WPBL.
That's a hot shot, third base line and fair. Albayani twists around first. She's thinking 2. No relay through as she stands up at second base.
It's not easy to hit behind someone who's hit 3 home runs in one day, but right down that third base line. 3 hits for Albayati herself in that 3 spot. She has been holding it down and setting it up really nicely for LeBlanc in the middle of the order.
LeBlanc, a pop-up to third. Ashton Lansdell makes the catch, and that'll do it for the 6th. But the 3rd home run of the night for Kelsey Whitmore, who has 6 RBIs. We move to the 7th inning.
Tonight's Capelli Sport Play of the Game. Pick any of the 3. We'll go with the cherry on top, the 3rd home run to a 3 home run night for Kelsey Whitmore.
Talked about how she was heating up offensively, and she just looks more and more comfortable every single at-bat she has. You have to have confidence, and you have to have focus to be able to do it not once, not twice, but thrice.
And now we have Peyton Correa back out there and a chance to put it away for San Francisco. Benitez puts a charge into this one, foul. Samaria Benitez batting 8th for Los Angeles, followed by Monet Davis and Amira Hondras, due up later this inning. Correa. That's ball 2.
From Correa's perspective, you really want to attack this part of the lineup. No hits on the day for Benitez and Davis here in the 8 and 9 spots.
It's a really pretty breaking ball. Started at the letters, broke right down to the heart of the plate. Correa, 2-2. Fastball yanked away.
Got to go after her here if you're Korea. No freebies, not this late in the game. Don't give them life. Make them earn it.
It's fouled away. And, you know, Jenny, you talked about being aggressive earlier today, how important that is. Can't pitch passive anytime you're on the mound. You know, and I think bigger picture here as well for the Queens, who suffered their first loss their last time out against the Firebells. If this lead holds, that would mark 2 in a row. You got to see whether this team is going to be resilient and bounce back. And that's strike 3. Waved at and missed. Korea sets down Samiria Benitez.
Great location from Korea, going away from the righty. That's attacking the zone right there, going right after it.
Benitez fouled off a couple, just could not catch up to it. Now Monet Davis. Strike 1. That's outside. That's lined into left center field, and it gets down in front of Kelsey Whitmore. Monet Davis has a single from the 9 spot of the order to turn it over.
Great adjustment by Monet Davis. He was 0 for 2, had a strikeout, a flyout, but connects right there. Bit of a slow start for her offensively, but to be able to turn it back to the top of the order. Still got 2 outs to play with if you're the Queens.
That's strike 1 to Amira Hondras at the top of the order. She's 1 for 3. She's swinging a drop 5 bat, which means that there's a 5 differential between the length and how heavy it is. Typically, she swings a drop 3, so a heavier bat. When she talked about it with me today, she said, I can get this thing around way quicker. Makes it easier to put bat to ball. It's been a bit of an adjustment, but in a good way. Oh, 2. That's away. You think about this pitching performance from San Francisco against what coming into tonight was the best scoring offense in the WPBL through their first 4 games. That's outside. You know, it's surprising to say the least.
Each arm that has come in has done their job. Gilder, some traffic in that first inning, but 3 of the 5 hits she allowed all in that inning really settled in over the next 3 innings. Because Del Castillo had a great appearance before she had to be cautious with a potential injury. And then Korea has been working in a nice rhythm, although a big pitch coming up here.
Yeah, she's just dancing off the outside edge. There is a runner over at first base. That's Monet Davis. Korea, the payoff. Jammed out to short. That's a flare. Whitmore slides. It got behind her. Leguizamon chased it down, but everybody's safe. Monet Davis moves on to second. Amira Hondras has her second single today. LA's got a bit of life.
Bit of a seeing eye single here, and you'll take it all day long if you're Hondras. Tough location for the defense right there, both trying to go after it. Leguizamon going out, Whitmore coming in, but falls in perfectly, and a good read on the base pass by Davis to see it down.
hit, baby.
So runners on first and second. Maggie Fox, who has come up clutch time and time again for the Queens so far this season. AJ's got a little bit more on that in-between pop-up. That's a tough one in the Bermuda Triangle out there.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest ones to play. There's ones that kind of droop or bloop in there. But Whitmore coming in from center field, she had to do a seat slide or slide with her feet first because Louise Amon was coming back and she didn't want to put herself in a dangerous position going face forward to potentially collide. So she went for the feet first, especially with it being on that arch. She gave herself a little bit more time to get on her back hip to make the play, but it just got right in the perfect spot in between the two to where it landed fair and landed down.
Thanks, AJ. It's good insight from our Gold Glover down there, AJ Andrews. Strike one comes in belt high to Maggie Fox. 2 on and 1 out. Top of the 7th. She drove home the first run of the day, scored the second. LA's been held silent since then in the opening inning. That's strike 2. Correa, the righty, who has battled back. Fox steps out.
Both Del Castillo and Correa in relief, only allowing 1 hit apiece so far. No freebies.
He was well in front of that inside breaking ball.
And a defensive swing right there, too. Get it out of there. Close enough with 2 strikes.
Two. Grounded to short. They flip it to second. That's 1. Turned on to first from Jewett Park. That's the ball game. Behind a 3 home run night and maybe the best pitching performance from a unit that we've seen so far in the WPBL. It's San Francisco 8, LA 2. We have a tie at the top of the WPBL standings.
Firebells getting 2 of 3 so far from the Queens. The West Coast rivalry, and that woman right there has led the way offensively. 6 RBIs, 3 home runs in this one. Incredible performance from the captain.
This was just an all-around killer performance from San Francisco. Gotta imagine Matt Williams is really proud of his team. After falling behind 2 in the top half of the first inning, they score 8 runs unanswered, including 6 driven home off the bat of Kelsey Whitmore, who went deep with a 3-run home run, a 2-run home run, and a solo shot. She was our player of the game and our she owned our play of the game as well, but you can't say enough about the pitching either. Aside from the starter tonight and Liz Gilder, the relief pitching was really terrific for the Firebells as well.
Well, and what helps them too, 0 errors. Clean defense for the Firebells, absolutely crucial. All parts of the game clicking, pitching, double-digit hits, and clean defense, you're gonna see success.
Our Dick's Sporting Goods player of the game tonight is Kelsey Whitmore. She's with AJ on the field.
Yes, I am with the player of the game, captain of the Firebells, Kelsey Whitmore. Kelsey, I was ready to talk to you about how it felt to get your first home run of the season. I wasn't prepared to talk about how it felt to get 3. What felt better, the first home run or the third?
Oh man, the first one for sure. You know, your first one in the season always feels great, and then you just try to find rhythm and see ball better, and they all felt great. I mean, there's no home run that doesn't feel good, right?
A hat trick today, 3 home runs in 1 game. Have you ever done that before?
Last time I did it was college, so yeah, I guess trying to bring it back.
She's not new to this. She's true to this, y'all. All 3 of your home runs went over the left field fence. Was that in your plan today? Were you looking inside? What was your approach at the plate?
No, I mean, honestly, I just wanted to find barrel with ball, whether it went to somebody, whether, you know, it was through a hole. I was just trying to put good barrel on a ball, really.
We talked a little bit earlier, and you came into today's game. The first 2 games of the season, you had no hits, but then the last 3 games, 6 hits, the 3 home runs. What has been the adjustment you've been making, or what you've been working on to have the success you're having so far at the plate?
Honestly, staying patient. You know, you're not going to be perfect every game. You're not going to get hits every game. And just trying to be patient with my swing and know that, like, you know, continuing to believe in myself, that the work that you put in will pay off. So believing in myself and then patience. You know, when you're in the middle of the season, you're not trying to focus too much on mechanical in-depth with stuff. You're just trying to compete, play the game, trust yourself, believe in yourself, and have the patience.
All right. The standings are tied now with the Firebells. You guys are up. What does this team need to do to push yourself ahead in the standing?
Keep being us. Like, keep the momentum going. Never letting up. Our mission is to always play every pitch, every hit, every inning, and compete from the first pitch to the last out. So, you know, win or lose, we're going to always come back and just try to continue the momentum and play as a unit. That's the biggest thing. If we could continue playing like a unit, then we'll be good.
All right, Kelsey, we've talked about we got our rhythm back. Is this rhythm here to stay? We feeling good?
I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal for sure. So we're going to keep it cruising and just keep playing for my teammates and trying to keep getting wins.
And keep seeing that home run chain around your neck.
Home run chain, that's a fun one. I really wanted to wear that this season, so that's why I really hit the home run, yeah. I wanted to wear that.
Congratulations, Kelsey. Player of the game, Kelsey Whitmore.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much, AJ. Down there with our Dick's Sporting Goods Player of the Game, Kelsey Whitmore, who had 3 home runs tonight, drove home 6 runs. These 2 teams will be back in action a couple evenings from now in their 4th straight meeting against each other. Tomorrow night, New York and Boston meet once again. That's a deciding game, as they've also split the series. We have some parity, and the top of the standings in the WPBL is now a tie between San Francisco and Los Angeles. For our superstar on the field, AJ Andrews, and our WPBL expert, Jenna Becerra, here with me, I'm Max Kelton. It's the San Francisco Firebells 8 and the Los Angeles Queens 2. We will see you back here tomorrow night.